Okay, so back to the subject of the lesson with the string shapes here. Um, Now, I found a little mistake on the diagrams here, so we're in a little bit of trouble here. The only gap between the modal bars is supposed to be between C and E, and looks like we got an extra, and there's one between C and E. Looks like, we got an extra one right here. So this is supposed to be over here. I'm just fixing a little error here. And it's going to go up to that. It always goes up to that leading root right there. So that's your D box there. Okay, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So that was my bad. Sorry about that. We're looking at the A box here and want to look at string shapes. So the interesting thing, we have it right here with string shapes. Let's start at C again. With the C string shape, if we look at the string shaped circle, now this is the same old string shaped circle, okay? It's no different than the other one. Here's the string shaped circle. Just put C on the top for, a starting point. And remember, the string shaped circle goes in fifths. Okay, but it's a augmented fifth between E and C because of the tuning difference. And then it also, if we go counterclockwise, it goes in fourths. Let's just skip it because it's a diminished fourth here from C to F. Instead, we go C to E. This would be perfect fourths and perfect fifths if our tuning was all in perfect fourths. This would be good for like a bass player or somebody who has a four-string instrument that is all in perfect fourths. That'd be a lot of fun. But bass, you can't get as much harmony. I guess you can if you have baritone bass. So going in fourths is counterclockwise, so perfect fourth from E to A to D, perfect fourth D to E. And then these little numbers are just the caged letters added in. So if you want to go perfect fifths, just go the word caged, but skip every other letter. So C to A to G, skip A, and you get a perfect fifth between C and G, etc., etc. G to D is a perfect fifth. If you spell cage, C-A-G-E-D, skip the E. So it's every other letter in caged gives you your string circle fifths. It's called string circle fifths because it's not perfect fifths because of the augmented fifth between E and C. Okay, going to the right, to the counterclockwise, to the left rather. It's not, doesn't spell cage. It's an ascending pentatonic scale. C, D, E, G, A. Okay, so skip by every other letter there, an ascending pentatonic scale. Okay, remember C would go to D, but we skip D and we go to E. So that you can read it right off. You don't have to do any, diminished or augmented adjustments. And you go in, that gives you the string circle fourths. And looking at the this is the diagram that has the S3L and the S2L diagrams. The S3L and the S2Ls are what we were talking about with the old diagram that I had with 3, 5, 6, 2. So the S2Ls are 3, 5, 6, 2. Alright, so let's just square those off for a minute. This is just for the sake of people who might be wondering what the heck he's talking about. That is an S2L. Right there, S2L. 3, 5, 6, 2. So that is always between the C, that takes the C and the G position in the string shapes. What are the string shapes? In the C box here. In the C box. The C cage. Okay? if you start on the string circle and you go around C, G, D, A, E, it goes C, G, D, A, E. Okay, don't worry about this G here. Don't worry about that. It's just a note. That's for the next gauge up, because A is a short string shape. A is always the 5/6. So then we have our little S3L. The S3L is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a warped over, in this case, a warped over 7√2. Okay, I didn't draw that right. I hate when I unclick. When I unclick, I'm trying not to click too hard here. So there's the S3L, okay, which is a D shape, A shape, and an E shape. Get you. D shape here, A shape, and an E shape right there. So the S3L takes up those 3 spaces there, okay, all the time. The S3L is defined now as the D, the A, and the E. Don't worry about whether it's warped, whether you warp it over right now. When you're playing, you want to worry about that. That's about all you want to worry about. If you're going into strings 5 and 6, you know, between string 4 and 5 from the bottom. This would be string 1. Okay, this is string 2, string 3, string 4. So in between string 4 and 5, you want to make sure that you, you know, adjust the pattern for the tuning warp. So this is already adjusted. So the 7 is there's a third there rather than 5 going to the root. But in the pattern itself, that was weird. In the pattern itself, what we have is the S3L is not brought over like that. So here it is, and let's make it a little thinner so we're not blurting stuff out, but I mean a little. It makes pretty good adjustments. So there's your S3L. Normally that 7 would be over 1, and so that pattern tends to move to the left like that. So when we're playing that, let's say on a D up here, see it's moved over. So if we're going to play that, let's say in the key of E, if you started in F, it would be like it'd be, what would it be? 2, 3, 4. So we've moved all the way over to that D. The 7th, D is the 7th. No, it isn't. Okay, so we've got, okay, that's not the key of F. That would be the key of E flat. So in the key of E flat, the D would be the 7th. So that's what happens. When you do it in E, you get into trouble because you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and whoops, I can't get that 7. Okay, but guess what? If you started that same pattern, let's say 2 strings up, now you're not in E anymore, you're in D. It would be there. The warp brought it into the playing zone. It brought it from nothing to playable. Okay, so it can help you like that, but this is the P4 pattern. So we have the string shapes. If we could look at this diagram here, we have C, G, D, A, E, and C again. And that pretty much defines, you know, it's an easy way to match the string shape diagram. Pattern building continuous circle also has the string shape.